Power is related to work, and in fact, you remember that work is in joules and it equals force times distance. Well, power is how long it takes for that energy to be given. So the more energy is given in a shorter period of time, the more power. And you can imagine a really short, sharp punch from a heavyweight boxer. Bang! Loads of power. Whereas if that heavyweight boxer took that energy and just pushed someone slowly backwards, there'd be much less power because it takes much longer. And so our equation for power equals work over time. And this can really simply be shown by having an example where we work out the work first and then the time taken. So imagine if we have a 1 kilogram block which is pushed 5 meters and it takes 10 seconds. What is the work and what is the power? So looking at this equation up here, work equals force times distance. Well, 1 kilogram is our mass, but we know that force, which is the weight, equals mass times gravity, which is 10. So that equals 1 times 10, which equals 10 newtons. So we've got our force. So work equals force times distance. So we've got 5 meters. So the work equals 10 newtons times 5 meters, which equals 50 joules. So we found out our work, and now we know that power is work over time. We've now got the work, and we've now got the time, because we know it took 10 seconds to push it. So power equals work, 50 joules, divided by the time, which is 10 seconds, which equals 5 watts. That is our unit of power. And it really is that simple. So if we're given the energy or the work done, we can do the power immediately, or they might ask us to work out the work done by using force times distance and then find out the power. Ways that they could do this in a slightly different way, as we've discussed before, is to get you to rearrange. And so imagine if we had a situation where we had a 1000 watt heater, which means it delivers 1000 joules per second, 1000 watts, on for 10 seconds. Power equals work over time, but we've been given here the power in watts and the time, so we have to rearrange it. The time is being divided on the right hand side, so it's going to be multiplied on the left hand side. So power times time equals work in joules, and so we've got 1000 watts times 10 seconds, which equals 10,000 joules, and that's our work. One last way they might get you is this. Imagine if they said you had 10 watts, let's say a 10 watt light bulb, on for 2 hours. What is the work done? Now, last way that they could actually be a bit dastardly here is that we need to convert this into seconds. So we've just worked out above that power equals work over time, and so work equals power times time. So we've got our power there, times the time, which is 2 hours, which is 2 times 60 seconds in a minute, and 60 minutes in an hour. So that is 2 times 3,600, which is 7,200. So we have 10 times 7,200 seconds which equals 72,000 joules. And so a light bulb, a 10 watt light bulb on for 2 hours, we need to convert it to seconds, and we get the work done at 72,000 joules. Once again, it's as simple as that. Once you know the formula, they're going to give you ways of calculating 2 of the terms, and you've just got to find the third. Most important thing is you know the formula. Power equals work over time, and work equals force times distance.